Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather and I'm a full-time reseller on both eBay and Amazon. I've been on eBay over 15 years and I've been on Amazon about 3. And today I'm going to give you another what sold video. Specifically what sold this weekend. I like doing little weekend roundups. I think they're a good mix of sales and a lot of interesting things. Sorry, as always, there will be a cat that comes in and out because, you know, cats be like that. My next video is going to be a little hard for me to put together because it's kind of data intensive. It's going to be all about shipping supplies, where I get my shipping supplies from versus where other people get their shipping supplies from, and kind of doing a head-to-head to see where the best deal is. So that's going to take me some time to put together. In the meantime, I'm going to do this really quick what sold weekend video. Without further ado, let's get into the sales. Roll the intro. Anyway, first up is the Cleaner 14-day cleanse. Anytime you see something that's detox or cleanse or promises to help you shed pounds in a certain amount of time, just know that it's all snake oil. This is just making you crap it all out, basically. It's not a good time. But people will still buy these because they want to like lose 3 pounds before the beach or whatever. I got this at a liquidator that sells a lot of expired products like this. This one does not expire till 2025, so I had plenty of time on it. I paid $4.50 and I sold it for $26.99. Next up was from the exact same liquidator. It is these AccuSoft lid scrubs. I get these for $2.50 a box and I sell them 2 together for $29.99, so $5 into 30, and they sell super well. I think at the retail prices you wouldn't be able to make much money on these, but because my particular liquidator gets them in so cheaply, I flip them as much as I can find them. So long as the dates are good. Obviously, these are 2025 and 2024, so I will always stock up if the dates are good on this kind of stuff. So yeah, don't be afraid of any sort of medications or stuff like that as long as the dates are good and it's like sealed and you can see that it hasn't been used. People will always buy that kind of stuff on eBay because you can offer it at a discount. Like a lot of this stuff, I'm sure this is like really expensive to buy from the manufacturer. They charge way too much for this stuff. And you can give them a great discount on eBay if you're finding it cheap enough. Just noticed that I'm getting like awful shadows on my face. Ugh, it is what it is. Anyway, this is also from a liquidator, but a different liquidator. Maybe I should hold my stuff over here. I won't get shadows that way. This is a different item from a different liquidator, Buff Puff Extra Gentle. You can still find this in the regular and the gentle, but not the extra gentle. This one's discontinued. And this is like an old bolo. If you don't know, bolo means be on the lookout. So we've known about this product for quite a while. I was selling them through the pandemic all the time when I found them. They become pretty sparse. I literally only find them when they show up at a liquidator, and they're usually like this one where it's kind of crushed and not in good condition. But either way, I sold this for $24.99 and I paid, I think 2 or 3. How much did they pay? $2. So if you ever find the Buff Puff Extra Gentles, definitely worth picking up. Next up is this Tata Cat orange tabby toy. This was something that I got because I bought an entire case of these things, specifically for the one that looks like my gray cat Dimitri, the one that looks like my Siamese Nero, and the all white one that looks like Ori. And so I bought the entire case so that I could make sure that I got all 3 of these because they're blind boxes. And then I figured I would just sell the extra ones, and I've sold almost all of them. I only have 2 left. But anyway, it's this super cute little orange tabby cat. It's actually a phone stand. Like you're supposed to put your phone on there. I sold this for 20 bucks. It's again one of those things where I bought the entire box just for 3 things personally and then sold off the extra. If we want to quantify what I ended up paying per box, I think it was like maybe $6 or $8. But again, I'm not looking at it as I'm making a profit. I'm looking at it as I subsidized the 3 that I actually wanted, which I actually have sitting here. I forgot. These are my guys. You can't put a price on this. Super adorable, right? So that's another way you can think about things if you're buying something personally for yourself. If there's a way to do it where you can subsidize your own purchase by buying like maybe a case of something and selling off the extras, or buying like a set to get a discount and then selling off the extra pieces that you don't need, do it that way. My husband actually did this recently with a collector's edition Tears of the Kingdom, the Zelda game on the Switch. I had been wanting to play it, but I was like, I don't know about paying $70 for a single Switch game. That seems a little extreme. So he actually found it on a manager markdown at our Walmart for like $90. I was like, why? Like, that's insane to find this with the game only being like a month old at that point, and it was still sealed, so there was really no point that this had to be marked down. But I think the manager said it's because it was like something you could only buy online at Walmart, and when they get that stuff returned in the store, they just put like a manager markdown sticker on it. So he bought it for me and gave me the game out of it for free, and then made all his money back and more selling all the little collector pieces out of the Zelda game. Like there was an art book and like some pins and stuff. So essentially, again, subsidizing what I wanted by selling off the other pieces that I didn't want. This next one kind of surprised me because I've had it for sale for a while. I bought it prior to Christmas, and I figured it would sell for Christmas, and it didn't. And then I figured, well, the next holiday it should sell at is Cinco de Mayo. And it didn't sell on Cinco de Mayo either. I'm like, oh my gosh, did I make a mistake buying this? Like, I thought it was cool and I thought it would sell really fast, and it didn't. But it's these Jose Cuervo Christmas lights. You can put them on any string light. It comes with its own string light, but it's basically just little like caps that you can put on the lights. Like you can put the light in there, and it's little margarita glasses, it's little peppers, it's little Jose Cuervo bottles. It's just like a cute little light set. It says, "Have a Merry Cuervo." So it's clearly supposed to be for Christmas. But again, it didn't sell for Christmas, and it didn't sell for Cinco de Mayo. It just sold in the middle of July. End of July, I should say. You never know when this kind of stuff's gonna sell. So I paid $4.33 for this at the Goodwill, I think, and I sold it for $25. You know, not big profits, but it was one of those super cute things where I'm like, this will probably sell really fast, and it doesn't matter that I'm not gonna make a lot of money. And then it didn't, but profit is profit. This was another liquidator pickup. Are you sensing a pattern? I do get a lot of my stuff from liquidators. This Este Lauder optimizer pore minimizing lotion. It calls it a lotion. It's probably like a toner in my opinion. But when I looked this up, I think this specific product is discontinued because I could not find anything about it really out there, and there were not a lot of people selling it. So, you know, Este Lauder is typically a pretty good brand to pick up if you find it cheap, because it's something that you can only get at the like beauty counters at probably Dillard's, I think. Does Dillard's even exist anymore? Yeah, it does. Dillard's, Macy's, that sort of thing. So I bought this at a liquidator for $12.50, and I sold it for $59.99. And you can like, the box isn't sealed or anything, so you can open it up and see that it's like completely sealed. It hasn't been used. So I know a lot of people get squirrely buying stuff from a liquidator. They're like, oh, it's probably been used. Not necessarily. And I got this on half off day. So they originally had this marked at $25. It still would have been profitable at $25, but a lot of people won't go into a liquidator that they know has sales and pay full price. Like nobody's gonna pay $25 for this one. They know they can wait long enough and probably get it for $12.50. And that's what I did. They only had the one though, so it's not like I could stock up. I have another $60 sale. It is this Florentina, Mark Spencer Florentina perfume. It is the big 3.4 ounce. The bigger the perfume, the better, obviously. I paid $3.50 for this, and again, sold it for $60. So really great score for perfume. This is actually a weird one. I sold it on Facebook Marketplace. My husband gave me a stack of these for free because he bought them at one of our liquidators, and he had them on eBay for a while, and then Cards Against Humanity came through and took down like everybody's listings because they don't want their products sold on eBay because they're claiming they're fake. It does have the holographic seal, so I'm not really convinced that it's fake. It's probably authentic, and they just don't want it sold on eBay. And a lot of companies are really unfair and bully people like that because they just want to claim that everybody's selling fakes when they're probably not. But anyway, he gave me a stack of these, and because we couldn't put them on eBay, I just put them on Facebook Marketplace for a local pickup for $5 a deck. Like just get them out of here price. And I had somebody who wanted one, but they wanted me to ship. So I said, $5, throw another $5 on it. I'll do it for 10. So free to me money, essentially. And I have a whole stack of these left. I'm planning on putting them in the next kids resale event. If you haven't seen that video, definitely go check it out, because I thought it would just be kids toys and stuff, but it turned out to be a lot of like home goods and random stuff. So these will fit right in there, and hopefully I can get them liquidated cheaply through that sale. This next item I found at a garage sale over the weekend. I'm planning on making a reel about the stuff that I found over the weekend at garage sales. I just haven't gotten that far yet. But anyway, it's this box of Canon Ink. I paid $2 for it. I think they were asking $3. I was like, can you take $2 on it? And they're like, yeah, fine. So one thing about Canon inks you want to remember is that Canon inks do not expire. You'll notice that if you pick up like an HP ink or something, they'll have an expiration date on them. And if it's too old, I don't personally buy them and sell them. I'll only sell it if it's like 1 to 2 years out of date and the price is right. If they're not expired, even better. But Canon inks don't have that problem. They have stated, it's not just that they don't put it on the box, they have stated our inks never expire. So if you find any Canon inks, you don't have to worry about that. So I got this for $2 and I sold it for 25. It wouldn't be a what sold weekend video without a doll. A particularly large doll that doesn't even, I have to sit back here to get her in frame. This is a 1976, I believe, super size Barbie. She is 18 inches tall. Clearly she is much larger than a typical Barbie doll. But if you'll notice, she's been given a bad haircut. Her hair is supposed to be long like a regular Barbie doll, and somebody just gave her a chop. I don't think it looks that bad. Like honestly, I feel like you could do something with this, but whenever a doll's hair has been cut, in my opinion, the value is dropped by 50% or more. So if she had perfectly long hair in nude condition, I think you could get $35 to $40. Like, I think you could get it pretty easily. But because her hair is cut and she's got a few other issues, like, again, focus. She's got this weird like residue on her neck that's like hard. It's almost like glue or something. And so I was unable to get this stuff off. So that, coupled with her bad haircut, coupled with the fact that she, please focus, missing her earrings. And in my opinion, her waist is a little on the weak side, but her legs and stuff hold fine, her arms hold fine. So I disclosed that I think she has a weak waist. I disclosed that she has a haircut. She still sold literally within like 20 minutes for $22.99. I don't remember what I paid for her because I bought her at the Thrift in a bunch of like doll bags that I paid probably $12 to $14 for all the dolls. So I don't know, maybe like $2 or $3 for her. So anyway, if you ever see these 18-inch superstar era face Barbie dolls, pick them up, even in poor condition, because somebody will buy it. They are very highly sought after. This next one I didn't make a video about on here, but I did talk about it on my Instagram stories. I found a huge Sonic the Hedgehog collection. Absolute score of the summer, probably the score of the year. Like one of the toys sold and paid for everything. So many rare Sonic pieces in there. And I've sold through a lot of them already. I think probably 75% of them. And what's left are like these little piddly guys. So this little Sonic by himself, not highly articulated or anything, sold for $15. And that's fine for me because at this point it's basically pure profit. I will sell these little figures all day long for $15. There's nothing particularly special about him. I have another identical one for sale with the matching tails. For some reason in this lot there were 2 of these identical little Sonics. So totally great score. Like I live for those kind of finds where it's clear that somebody is just like purging their entire collection of this toy. Like they collected Sonic toys throughout their youth and then grew up and decided they didn't want them anymore and they donated them. Sonic, huge. You find the Sonic stuff from like the early 2010s, like the Sonic and the Black Knight kind of stuff, astronomical amounts of money. So definitely keep your eye out for Sonic the Hedgehog toys, specifically the Jazzwares era, the older Jazzwares ones. Those ones are good. The articulated ones are good, that sort of thing. This next one is from my personal collection. I've decided that I'm completely selling off all of my remaining vintage video games. I had a tub that I moved into this house with, and I said, I'm gonna put aside all of my remaining video games for my future kids. At that time, I only had one son that was maybe like 2 years old, and now I have 2 school-age kids. So they decided that they, Ori everyone. So anyway, they decided that they are not really interested in playing the physical forms of these games. My older son has a 3DS that I modded for him for his birthday, and he can emulate basically original Nintendo, Super Nintendo, all the Game Boy games, DS and 3DS games on it. So if he wants to play any of the games that I own, he can play a ROM for free, basically. So, you know, there's no advantage to having a physical cartridge media system anymore when the value in the collector's market outweighs, you know, the ability to just play it for free. And also I'm trying to get money, all the money I can, to try and put an offer in on some land and move forward with getting out of this house and moving on to the next stage in my life. So I'd rather have the money than the things. So for that reason, I finally decided to part with all of my childhood video games. And the first one to sell was Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo. This one sold for 20 bucks, which seems kind of low, but this game does not save. It actually never saved. From the second I got it from the neighbor kid across the street, who I think gave it to me specifically because it stopped saving, it never saved as long as I've owned it. So from the early 90s, this game has just never worked properly. And in order to play it, I would just leave my Super Nintendo on and turn the TV off so that I could play through the whole game without needing to save, because it does not hold saves. So I sold it for 20 bucks. It's in really good condition. Otherwise, the label's pretty good. It's not discolored. Some of my Super Nintendo games have started to discolor on the shell. But, you know, 20 bucks for free, basically, I'm fine with that. It's another 20 bucks toward my goal of building my dream house, basically. And then I had 2 sales come in while I was setting up to film. So I'm gonna count them with weekend stuff, because weekend to me is whatever's being shipped out on Monday. So anything that sold Saturday afternoon, because I ship Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, Sunday to like Monday early morning. And what sold this morning was this little, focus please, R2-D2 minifigure. I have a bin of Legos that I bought for $30 from the Thrift maybe like 6 to 8 months ago. I bought it specifically for my kid, not like for resale or anything. But I went through it and I dug out like a baggie of minifigures and I put them aside because I'm like, I'm gonna look these up and I'm gonna see if any of them are worth money. And I literally just got around to it like a few days ago, because that's how lazy I am with things sometimes. Looking up and valuing all these little minifigures was not like at the top of my list of things to do. So I finally got around to doing it. I took all the minifigures that were worth $10 or more and decided to list them. So this little guy is essentially what I'm gonna dub as free, because like I said, I didn't necessarily buy that bin to resell. It was just something that I bought for my kid, and again, can buy, can pick things out of to subsidize that purchase. So I sold him for 10 bucks. It's not gonna be big profits, but like, again, it's fine. And then literally while I'm sitting here filming, I got one more thing that came in. 2 Banaka sprays for 30 bucks. I found those at a liquidator, not the liquidator from the Buff Puff and not the liquidator from the AkiSoft, a third liquidator. And I think I paid like $1.50 each. So $3 into 30 bucks for just you know, breath mint spray. If you ever find Binaca, those are a bolo right now. And I think they'll be a bolo forever because I want to say they're discontinued because I haven't seen them in stores in a long time. So Binaca breath spray, you find them, you sell them. And then lastly, I picked this out of the dumpster 2 days ago. My husband sent me a text while I was on the way home from a thrift that was having a half off day to stop at a garage sale that was in our town because our town has been having garage sales this weekend. There was like some stuff he wanted and I was like, whatever, I'll stop and I'll take a look for you. And if they have the stuff you're looking for, I will buy it. And I got there and it was like a multi-unit house. I don't know how many units are in it. There were several electrical hookups, so probably like maybe 4 units in this house. And there's like a gravel driveway and a dumpster. And I get there and there's no garage sale. I did see signs for it, but so I know my husband wasn't crazy, but there was no garage sale. They must have packed it in early. So I was like, maybe I should go look in this dumpster. Like maybe they threw some of the garage sale stuff out because they just gave up. And I'm glad I did because they had a bunch of board games and stuff. I didn't grab anything except this vintage Simon game. The box isn't in great shape. It has this gigantic hole in it for some reason. So I don't know what that's about. But the rest of the box isn't in too bad shape. And the game itself, again, perfect condition. Like there's absolutely nothing wrong with this. Not broken at all. Put batteries in it, it lights up, it works, and it also has the instructions. So I was like, I know that I have sold vintage Simon many times. I know what it's worth. I'm gonna take this home with me because it's probably worth it. And it was. It sold literally within a day for $40. So dumpster dived, 40 bucks. You can't beat it. Anyway, that is everything that I sold this weekend as we've stated. So I'm going to package all of this, weigh it, get my labels on, and then I'm gonna put how much I made right here. Hopefully that number is $200 or above because that's what I aim for in a weekend in profit. So fingers crossed for me. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. If you're not already subscribed, please consider doing so because I put out at least one video a month about my full-time reselling adventures, be it reselling on eBay from the thrift or retail arbitrage for Amazon. Follow me on Instagram if you want little bite-sized pieces of my content. I post stories every few days about either what I'm picking up at the thrift or what I've sold on eBay or whatever interesting stuff I have going on. If you've already done both of those things, thank you. I love you so much. You are so helpful. So consider leaving a like instead because 1 like equals 1 boost to the algorithm. It tells them, Heather's doing a great job. I want her to get in front of more eyes. Or if you just really like what sold videos, that is worth a like too. Now get out there, have fun, and find something good.